Ladies and gentlemen, we do have the full card prediction. We have the betting breakdown. We got the weigh-in recap. And we got all of that in one decently long live stream. We will end this live stream with an MMA Q&A as well. If you want to ask me questions about anything retaining to this card or any other card, we'll have that on this fight card video as well. But the main things are the predictions, the betting breakdown, and the weigh-in recap. Let me get the thumbnail ready for this stream, and we'll get ready to go. We will get ready to go. If you did not notice, now you will. I do have a broken arm, a broken hand. My bad. From sparring, yeah. All right, let me get that in. Okay, now to YouTube. Make sure we're live. We're good to go. We are live. Let me press into it. Come on, YouTube. Come on, buddy. There we go. We should be good to go. All right, there we go. All right. YouTube, we do have, like I just said, the predictions, the betting breakdown, and the weigh-in recap all mixed in a one little live stream here. So let's get into it. As we go on to, what are we going to start with? The first fight of the night, obviously. Let's go into the first fight of the night of this UFC fight night. Julia Avila taking on Jacqueline Cavalcante. If you watched my prediction video on her and her opponent, Julia, very, very inactive inside of the UFC. She fights like every year, every 2 years, something crazy like that. Jacqueline Cavalcante, she's decently active inside of the UFC. Just fought 5 months ago, and then 4 months ago, she's fought like back to back right there, which is really impressive. She's taller, lengthier, better striking, good takedown defense. It's an obvious prediction to make that is going to be Jacqueline Cavalcante, but oh my god, since the actual betting breakdown video I made maybe 2 days ago, the odds have skyrocketed even more. I think I did it 2 days ago, and she was minus 500. Now she's minus 730. Like, everybody and their mother is going out and parlaying Jacqueline Cavalcante. So again, I will claim, do not freaking go out there and parlay Jacqueline Cavalcante. Just craziness there for her odds to be that high. Moneyline odds, goes to a decision odds. There really isn't anything amazing about this fight. Jacqueline Cavalcante, it's a very much stay away fight. I would say dog or pass, maybe. I mean, Julia Avila was just a favorite against Miesha Tate, who's top 10 in this women's bantamweight division. Yes, she lost, but the odds makers had her as a favorite against a former champion. Now have her as a 7-1 underdog. I mean, yeah, don't bet the favorite here. It's an underdog, or just don't bet the fight. There's other fights to bet on this card. For sure, I could definitely expect a close split decision, a random submission from Julia Avila, but it is really a stay away fight there inside of the UFC's women's bantamweight division. And if we look at the weigh-in recap, it was interesting. 135.5 pounds for Julia Avila, so she made weight by half a pound. She was smiling on the scales, so didn't really look like she had too rough of a time there. Her opponent, Jacqueline Cavalcante, stone-faced. Now, I don't know if she had a bad weight cut, if she's just like, oh, weight cuts are hard, but she looked good. Her body looked great. She got the abs poking in, muscles showing through. It's going to be much gayer when I say this about the male fighters of the card, but I will start with the females. Yeah, she looked good on the scales, but she made weight by 1.5 pounds, which I have to definitely take into consideration, as 1.5 pounds is a lot for bantamweight. So I don't know if something messed up with her weight cut. If I don't know, 1.5 pounds is a lot. Like, I used to wrestle 132 pounds, so even less than Jacqueline Cavalcante, and I used to cut from 155. And, you know, once I got to 132.5, and I cut that last half pound, and I got down to exactly 132, I wasn't doing shit. I wasn't doing anything after that. And for the fact that she got down another pound and a half more than her weight class is crazy to me, that fought in a similar weight class to that, wrestled and does MMA in a similar weight class. I don't know. That is worrying that she made weight by that much. It could mean that she's going to be a little bit smaller than Avila. It could mean she cut a little bit more weight than she wanted to, and might show in the fight that her cardio might suffer because, you know, she's cutting more weight than she's used to there. So it is interesting. Definitely something to take into consideration there. But I feel still that Jacqueline's going to win. Still, should you bet Jacqueline Cavalcanti as what, a 7-1 favorite? No, you should not, but it's a stay away. It's an underdog or pass. Don't do anything there. Come on, guys. Come on. Next fight we do have is in the heavyweight division. I do have Don'Tale Mayes winning. Prediction is Don'Tale by knockout in round 2, round 3. Still the underdog. So again, if you're going to bet on this fight, don't bet Walter. Even if you think Walter's going to win, the odds are horrendous on Walter Walker. He sucks, and he's a minus 270 favorite. Is insanity in my opinion. I think he should be the underdog, for being honest here. But, you know, plus 230 on Don'Tale Mayes is amazing. He started at that plus 130 range. Now you're getting 100 more on that, plus 230 against Walter Walker, who's utterly garbage. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, that is a good dog bet. Value-wise, that is a very, very good bet. Over, unders, and all that, I personally think it goes under. And I think I have Don'Tale Mayes by knockout. So, again, that's probably got value for sure. Let's look at that. Plus 562 is the best. Plus 550 is kind of the median right there. That's the average you're going to get. Plus 550 on Mayes by knockout isn't bad at all for if he's not able to get the takedown. He's just going to get knocked out on the feet, in my opinion. So either that knockout prop on Don'Tale Mayes or the just straight up underdog bet. Plus 230. Again, what are we thinking? What is Bet Online? What is DraftKings thinking? Putting Walter Walker, who is horrible, as this big of a favorite. Like I want to almost take a look at Walter's last few fights where he was a 50-50. It was a pick'em with Junior Tafa. Junior Tafa, man. This man is 2-3 in the UFC. And you had a 50... My alarm went off. Yeah, you're 50-50 on the betting odds. Then we look at Lucas Brzezinski, who is 1-5 in the UFC, and he was the same amount of a favorite as he is against Don'Tale Mayes. What are we doing? What are we doing? Why is he that big of a favorite? So again, I will say this to the rooftops. Don'Tale Mayes at plus 230 is the way to go. A lot of value there. If you want to get cute with it, you can go for the knockout prop on Don'Tale Mayes, but I think the underdog just money line is good enough here. If we're looking at the weigh-ins, this is where it gets interesting. Don'Tale Mayes weighs out 266 pounds. 266. The man had to cut weight to make heavyweight. And, you know, he's not the most, like, jacked guy in the world. He's not the most blob in the world either. There's guys in this heavyweight division that cut to make heavyweight that are blobs. I'm talking to you, Chris Barnett. I'm talking to you, Chris Barnett. Don'Tale is 6'6", 266, and cuts to 266, and he's not a blob. He's not a blob. I have to say that again and again and again. 266, 21 pounds heavier than Walter Walker, and he's not a blob. That's huge. Same height, and he's a lot bigger. A lot bigger. He's probably 30, 40 pounds bigger than Walter. If we're being honest here. Walter weighed in at 245. He looked great. He looked jacked on the scales. Had a little bit of abs showing. Looks like he should probably go back down to the light heavyweight division. I know it'll be hard. But I think he can make light heavyweight. Legitimately. He looks strong. He looks good. Don'Tale, he didn't do the little flex, so I didn't really get to see that. But Walter looked good on the scales, but that's just physique-wise. He's a lot smaller than Don'Tale. Both of the guys don't really have amazing gas tanks, but Don'Tale is bigger. He's the better striker. He's going to use that size to defend the takedowns. Again, Walter doesn't have the cardio to just rob takedowns. So Don'Tale should win this. I don't get it, man. I really don't. Like, I might look like an idiot if Walter Walker goes out there and wins this weekend somehow, but seriously, Walter should lose this fight. I don't understand the odds. I really don't. Let me look at the comments really quick. If Walter wins, he gets into the rankings. Yeah, what? What are we doing there? Walter Walker, if he wins this fight, gets inside of the rankings when less than a year ago he lost to Lucas Brzezinski, 1-5 in the UFC. Only win against Junior Tafa, 2-3 in the UFC. And he's a 3-1 favorite basically against a ranked heavyweight. Ugh, Lardweight. Yeah, Lardweight is indeed this weight class. What the heck are we doing? Anakin MMA, that's what I'm saying. Walter looks like he took the camp very serious. That is something. That is something. Like I was showing you, he looks good. He looks very, very good on the scales, physique-wise. Looks like the athleticism, maybe the cardio is improved. But I still don't buy that he's going to go out there. His thing is wrestling and grappling. I don't buy with his smaller size he's going to be able to get the takedowns. He's not freaking Jailton Almeida able to be smaller and still get takedowns. I think Dante Mays is going to defend and outstrike him. Again, yeah, you're saying Mays is hard to trust these days. Yeah, but I'm not trusting him. I'm not, I don't trust Dante Mays to go out there and win this fight. But plus 230? Plus 230, you got to take a stab. You got to take a stab, ladies and gentlemen. I don't trust either guy here. I think it's close to a 50-50. I really do think it's a pick 'em here. Because Walter's got the good athletic frame. He's looking big. Or not looking big, but looking jacked. But he's smaller. Just grappling, not really any striking. We'll see, though. We'll see, though. The way Mays just laid under Gaziev for 15 minutes was a bad look. That's Gaziev, though. That's Gaziev, though. Are we all really comparing Gaziev to Walter Walker here? Is that what we're doing? I know that's not what you're trying to do. But he got out wrestled and kind of blobbed on by Shamil Gaziev, who is a literal blob. He also cuts to the UFC heavyweight division. He made weight at 262 pounds. He's cutting weight to make heavyweight. He's a big heavyweight as well. And he's a better wrestler than Walter Walker. Better striker than Walter Walker. Walter's a lot worse than Shamil Gaziev. Shamil was able to get the takedowns and hold him there. Walter's doesn't have the size to, I don't think. We'll see. Walter's I don't say Walter has no chance or Walter's for sure not going to win. But like we got to look at these odds a little bit sometimes. Plus 230 for Dante is crazy. And his last win was versus a guy not in the UFC anymore. Both of them really. Junior Tafa, I mean, he should not be in the UFC. Brzezinski shouldn't. And I know Dante's, Kyle Machado, and Andrei Arlovsky. This is two horrible heavyweights. I'm not saying Dante is good. I'm not saying Walter is bad. I am. Never mind. They're both bad. They're both not good heavyweights at all. Let's see. Heavyweight, smaller guy wins more often. Depends. Smaller guy wins when the bigger guy is a blob. Dante's not a blob. He's mid-blob. Walter's nowhere near a blob, but he was a blob. I don't know. My sentences are kind of funny right now. But Walter, I believe, can do that to strikers like Junior Tafa and take him down and submit him. Or blobs. He can take him down, out-wrestle. Dante is just bigger and stronger. And he's not a blob. He has some athletic natures too. We'll see, though. We'll see. What's up, Email Mailson? You can't be confident in Walter. I'm not confident in Dante, but yeah, you can't be confident either way here. This is not a fight you should be confident in. It's a dog or pass. Dog or pass. Walter fighting for a ranking? Yeah. Yes, Bombocla. Yes, Bombocla. He's fighting for a freaking ranking here. Why? How have we gotten to the point where a 1-1 UFC heavyweight is fighting for a ranking after losing to a 1-5 guy and beating a 2-3 guy? I'm legitimately asking, how is that a thing? All right, we got to move on. We've been talking about Walter Walker for a little bit too long. Let's go on bantamweight. We got Elijah Smith, Vincent Morales. Prediction is Elijah Smith by decision. He's younger, taller, lengthier, faster, better volume, good takedown defense. Overall, good style to beat Vince Morales. Odds were 230, minus 230 were the odds. They've gotten a lot better. They've gotten a lot better where, you know, I might consider betting Elijah. Minus 135. He was a pretty big favorite, to be honest. And just money, underdog odds, just kept pouring in on Vince Morales. And now he's at minus 135. I like it. I legitimately like it. Minus 135 is not shabby at all. Hamdi should be at 15. I agree. Or Taliesin Teixeira. Blanket. F it. Yeah. Dontel? That's kind of crazy. That is kind of crazy. But yeah, Walter Walker, Dontel Mays, such a joke of a fight. Elijah Smith, Vince Morales, though. Elijah, I do have winning, and I do think the money line odds are good. Minus 135 now, I would legitimately have no problem taking a stab at it. No problem at all. In terms of the prop side of things, we kind of covered it on our betting breakdown video a lot more in depth, but my prediction is decision, and the odds suck for that, plus 110. Yeah, nothing. There's not much prop-wise, let's be honest here. Scorecards, no action is interesting because it's hard to finish Vince, and Vince has good submission, so yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Minus 110, I would go Vince, but yeah, it's basically just Elijah Smith or pass. Minus 135. There's now not really any value on Vince. You missed it all. Vince was what? Was he plus 200? Really? Plus 1. Did he get to 200? Yeah, plus 200 at one point. But we lost all the value there. Now, let's check his physique, ladies and gentlemen. What did he look like on the scales? All right. Vince Morales. Oh, shit. Did I mess it up? Oh, shoot. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't even know if y'all can see it. Oh, that's horrible. All right. Does it let y'all see? Let me check my thing. Bonk. Nah, you can only see Vince Morales. That sucks. All right. Well, I'll show you Vince Morales first, because my little webcam thing is... Let me do that. That'll help. All right. We'll move that for a second there. All right. Vince Morales, Elijah Smith. Vince Morales didn't look horrible. Looked a little bit worse than Elijah Smith on the scales, I would personally say. But he didn't look horrible. He weighed in at 136. He cut the bare minimum, exactly how everyone should be doing things. But his face looked a little bit sunken in. He looked visibly worse than Elijah Smith on the scales. He's a veteran. He's got good cardio himself. So I don't think it's going to affect him like a crazy amount. But if I had to give a grade to Vince Morales and Elijah Smith, I'd give a better grade to Elijah on how he looked on the scales. His body looked a little bit better. His face looked a little bit better. He was visibly happy and smiling. I would definitely say Elijah Smith looked like the better guy on the scales, for sure. And then we got the odds, like I was saying, minus 135. I mean, the weigh-ins make me a little bit more on Elijah Smith, even more. I still feel minus 135 is solid odds there for the bantamweight division. So that's what I do. Nothing else. I wouldn't underdog it. I wouldn't really do a prop on Elijah. But yeah, that's about it. Let's read the comments really quick. Question: how is Dontel in the top 15? I have no idea, bro. I have no clue. Heavyweight MMA having Dontel in the top 15. I don't even know. I don't even know, man. You tell me, because I don't know. Let me move this back down. I have no idea. Elijah Smith beating the old gatekeeper here to avenge his father. Indeed. That's exactly what's happening here. Imagine being Cannonier, 40 years old, having to fight up-and-comers forever. If I was in his shoes, I would retire. Why let 30-year-old beat me up? Now, no. We don't know how much Jared is making to main event cards. Okay? We can say that from our position, but from in his position, maybe he's got debt. Maybe he's got kids and grandkids. He's 40 years old. Maybe he's got grandkids. I don't know. I'm just messing with him. But we don't know. Main events pay more than regular fights, and he just keeps getting main events. He keeps getting more fights. How much is he getting paid? He fought for the title a few years ago. Probably signed a new contract right around that time. Probably making 6 figures a fight. More than 6 figures a fight. So, you know, if I'm in Jared's shoes and I gotta choose between making $100,000 and getting knocked out, or not making $100,000 and not get, I'm getting knocked out, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. So that's all I gotta say. We don't know what's going on in the lives of Jared Cannonier and his family. They might need the money. Maybe he's got to pay for his grandkids. You never know. You never know. Okay? All right. Seems like a setup for Walker. I would agree. Hamdi in the top 15 now. That's crazy talk. Technically, he beat Don'Tale Mayes. That's the only reason we're saying that. Okay? All right. Shouldn't Jared be in the crowd more? I feel like him being in the Apex doesn't make sense. He was in the crowd last fight, I thought, right? Or no, 2 fights ago against Imavov. Right? Wasn't it like the KFC because they were making a bunch of black jokes about him? But yeah, he was in a crowd with him. I think Apex the 2 before, right? I wish it just showed like on here. I don't gotta click in. Was this Apex? Las Vegas, Nevada? The UFC Apex? He's only been in a crowd once in these last 4 fights. Really? That doesn't seem right. Yeah, that doesn't seem right. I don't like that. Yeah, I would agree. He only had the Imavov one, and he got knocked out in that one. But every other fight goes to a decision. So maybe you put him in a crowd, he's going to get knocked out again. I don't know. We'll see. All right, next fight. Gabriel Bonfim taking on Chaos Williams. I got Chaos Williams by decision. Ladies and gentlemen, Gabriel Bonfim doesn't really have that good of striking. He's a little bit taller, but he's nowhere near as lengthy. Chaos gonna keep him at bay with his arms, jab him up, 1-2 him up, laying a big shot or 2. Gabriel's gonna shoot takedowns. Chaos gonna defend takedowns. Chaos gonna throw more big shots. He's gonna hurt Gabriel, but Gabriel's gonna survive using his wrestling and grappling to survive. He's gonna go all the way, and the underdog's gonna win. That's my prediction. Okay. Now, of course, I'll say this in every video. If I predict an underdog, it's a good bet to bet them. Plus 180, no matter what, I should be betting it. If I, in my heart, in my mind, think somebody is going to win, I have them winning, and they are a plus anything, you should bet it. You should bet it. Because if your mind is actually correct, and you do predict these people more than 50% of the time or 50% of the time, you're going to profit. So, ladies and gentlemen, plus 181 on Chaos Williams is a good bet. We look at the props. Fight goes to a decision. Another thing, I, in my mind, actually believe this fight goes all the way. And it goes to a decision. We're getting plus money on that as well. So, again, another good bet value-wise at plus 160 because I think it'll happen and it's plus money. Plus 160 to go all the way. Last but not least, Chaos Williams by decision. Plus 750. Plus 750 on an outcome I legitimately think is going to happen. And he's plus 750. 3 things right there. Props, money lines that are good on this card. Now, will they hit 100%? No. Value-wise, I will bet this even if Chaos goes out there and gets submitted in round number 1. I would, in my mind, look in hindsight and still bet Chaos again and again and again. Because I know the value. So let's check what Chaos is looking like on the scales. Jesus Christ, he's doing that thing with the mouse. You guys know what I mean? When the mouse is not moving, you guys look at the mouse. Look at the mouse. What is it doing? What is it doing, guys? Oh, it's almost there. Oh, and there you go. And technology, ladies and gentlemen, we are in 2025, and technology is still shit. All right, Gabriel Bonfim versus Chaos Williams. This is interesting. Chaos Williams weighed in just like Jacqueline Cavalcanti, a pound and a half under. I don't know why. I never know. Again, how the hell are fighters going out there and weighing in a pound and a half light? Like, I'm sorry. What are you doing? Gabriel Bonfim, a half pound under. They both look good on the scales. Both faces didn't really look too sunken in. Their bodies look good. They're both pretty stone-faced with it. So nothing I could really tell visually from the weigh-ins. But just the fact that Chaos made weight by a pound and a half is just weird in my mind. Because I've cut so much weight in the last few years, and I know that I've never once made weight by more than a pound. Like, the most I made weight by was like 0.4. Like, legitimately, 0.4 was probably the most I made weight by. So, again, I don't understand how he's making weight by that much. Again, could that be he cut too much weight and he's going to have a cardio issue in the fight? It is possible. So, it makes me a little bit more worried about predicting Chaos to win, but I still have him winning. But it's another caveat. It's another asterisk to Chaos in this fight is cut a little bit too much weight there. I still got him winning, though. Let's read the comments. Odds are crazy for this one. Agree. Shouldn't Jared be... I already read that one. Chaos should for sure get the KO. Not for sure. Not for sure. Bonfim didn't impress me with his fights with Dalby and Losa. He seems to still have cardio issues. Yeah, he does. The Lusa fight, he had cardio issues also. Just Lusa's not a finisher, so he wasn't able to do anything. Thoughts on Pop-Tarts? I don't think... When's the last time I had one? Like 3-4 years ago? There's like 2 flavors I'll like. No fruit flavors, just only like chocolate and something. But yeah, like 2 flavors I'll like. Everything else, poop. Horrible. Nasty. I'm putting a paycheck on Gab Bonfim and Youssef Zalal. Why? It's a way closer fight than the odds have it. Again, even if you have Gabriel Bonfim, you can't sit here and say that the guy is going to win. What are the odds again? That the guy's going to win 67% of the time. There's no way you should be saying that. And if you do believe that, then sure, parlay him. But I highly doubt. Comment down again. Do you believe Gabriel Bonfim wins more than 67% of the time? And do you believe Youssef Zalal wins? What's minus 500? That's like 85, 83 or 84. Do you think Youssef Zalal wins 83, 84% of the time? Because both odds are not good for parlays. Minus 500 on Youssef and minus 200 on Bonfim. Horrible odds there. And what do you get him? Still minus. You're not even getting plus money for both of those. Legitimately, I feel more confident in Edmund Shabazian than I do in either. But I digress. Chocolate chip Pop-Tart goated. Yeah, not bad. Not bad at all. Not bad, brother. All right, Rafael Estevam versus Jesus Aguilar. We got Mexico in the building, ladies and gentlemen. I do have Jesus Aguilar going out there and getting the win. I'm just kidding. I got Estevam decision. I've been saying it for a while. I have him by decision, but if you're going to bet on anything, bet on Jesus. Come on, guys. Bet on Jesus. Odds to go to a decision, plus 120. I think more than 50% of the time, this fight does go to a decision, so you can bet that. Rafael by decision is like nothing. It's like plus 160. So, yeah, fight goes to a decision is not a bad prop. Jesus Aguilar as an underdog, not a bad bet there either. Aguilar inside the distance, decision no action, plus 410, not bad as well. We got a few things you can definitely look at on that fight. A few things. All right. Now, what did they look like on the scales? Jesus looked great. He didn't look super skinny. He looked full. He looked fed. He looked big. Made weight by half a pound. He was smiling on the scales. Rafael Estevam made weight exactly 126, exactly how I would do it. Got a little bit of rib showing there. His face looked a little bit more sunken in than Jesus Aguilar, in my opinion. So, makes me more confident in Jesus. The weigh-in recap is that I feel more confident in Jesus Aguilar now to go out there and get a finish. I will say it again. Feel better on an underdog bet on Jesus. Feel better on an inside the distance decisional action on Jesus as well. And possibly on still doing a decision bet. Fight goes to a decision. We'll see. We'll see. All right. Next one. What do we got? Ja canceled. Let me refresh this. Let's see if Tapology picked it up already. Nope, they haven't. It's still there. Still there. What are they doing? What are they doing? It's still there. It is canceled. I'm sorry. For any of you guys that don't know, now you'll know. Dana White. Jared Gordon, Mashrabjan Ruziboyev is canceled. Mashraban didn't weigh in. I don't know what issue he was having, but he's out of his fight. Jared Gordon actually made weight, 156, and the fight got canceled like minutes after that. The blank? What's happening here? I don't know what happened. But gotta feel for Jared Gordon though. Gotta definitely feel for Jared Gordon. Fight gets canceled after you make weight. Oof. But yeah, that fight's canceled. Angela Hill, Ketlin Souza. I got Angela Hill by decision. I think she stays at range, uses that reach, outkicks her, out-volumes her, and wins the decision. Money line, gonna be Angela, -103. She's a dog. She's an underdog. A lot of people were saying, oh, she's a slight favorite. Yeah, she's a slight favorite on like 2 of these. She was a slight favorite earlier in the week on some. She's a slight favorite on others. She's an underdog on some. It's a pick-em on others. But -103, if you're getting close to plus money on Angela Hill, bet it. Bet it. She should be the favorite. She should be like a 2-1 favorite in my opinion. I've looked through the props. I don't like anything. I'll be straight up with you guys. The money line Angela Hill's where to go. Where to go. All right. Then we got Angela Hill, Ketlin on the scales. Both look good. Ketlin looked happy. Angela looked happy. They didn't look depleted. Both made weight exactly the same. They both look good on the scale, so no issues there. No issues there. They both look great. So, all good to go there. Prediction, Angela Hill. The bet is still Angela Hill, money line. I don't know why that wouldn't be a bad thing. Both Bonfim brothers on the same card. UFC wants them to win. He's better everywhere, slightly in some areas. He's not better in the striking. What are you talking about, dude? Not too worried about chaos power because of Bonfim's ability to take the fight wherever. Doesn't have cardio. You just said he's better everywhere. He doesn't have as good a cardio. He doesn't have as good of power. He doesn't have as good of striking. Just named a few things there. And then Nazim Sadikov, Ismail Bonfim. Ismail is better at some things, yes, but not at all things. Nazim is better technique, better volume, better kicks. Ismail's got better power in that case. Wrestling-wise, it's pretty even. I don't know why you'd be too confident there, bro. Heard Gordon pulled out? No. Mashrabjan Ruziboyev pulled out. Ignoring the Angela Hill fights is the only true option. Yeah, I mean, that does make sense. Looking at Angela Hill historically, she's very split decision-y, very 29-28, 50-55. She's very, could go either way. So, it's always risky betting Angela. It's always risky betting Angela. I will say it right now. I put $500 on Angela. I put $500 on Angela. But that's just me. All right, we go on. Jose Delgado, Connor Williams in the featherweight division. All right. I got Jose Delgado by decision, but I'm like teeter-tottering on decision or knockout. I am teeter-tottering for sure. For sure. I don't think he submits Connor Williams. And I'm 50-50. Money line wise is no longer good. He's -400. There's nothing there for you on the money line. Even parlaying him is not good. But prop wise is interesting because he's plus 210 by decision. And he's plus 180 by knockout. And I'm like 50-50 on both of them. I think he could very well knock out Connor. He could very well dominate Connor and Connor survives to a decision. I think that's the only thing you could really do To be honest, that's like one of the only things you could do is that plus 210 Delgado decision. Conor gets knocked out from time to time for sure, but he's a tough cookie. He's a tough cookie. He's a veteran. We'll see. We will see. We'll see. I don't know. I would say stay away, to be honest. Unless you're like really, really confident on Delgado knockout or Delgado decision specifically, I would stay away. There's not much here. Moneyline wise, like I said, minus 400 is just not good at all. Not good at all. Did we look at them? Did we look at them on the scales yet? I don't think so. Delgado looked a little bit worse on the scales facially. Body wise, Conor looked a little bit worse on the scales. They both look fine. Nothing really horrible here with either guy. They both weighed in at 146. Nothing really to really take home about the weigh-ins, though. I still got Delgado winning. It's a pass for me. It's a pass. You could have parlayed him earlier in the week, and you could do a decision prop because that's my prediction. But, that's a risky one. It's a risky one to play. Then we got Rodolfo Vieira, Andre Petroski. Let me read the comments really quick, though. Imagine being married to Angela Hill and hearing the goblin voice every day. Lol. And you wake up next to the Predator every morning. Parlay Delgado, KO, Delgado knockout. Okay. And then Zalal submission, plus 1,080, degenerate, but possible. Yeah. Yeah. Delgado by knockout isn't horrible. I would say, though, if there's a way you can do this on whatever book you're on. Let me go back to him. Jose Delgado, all his knockout wins, 2 in round 1, 1 in round 2, and only one of them hit round 3. And that was Alberto Romo, who got knocked out right at the beginning of round 3. I think if there's going to be a knockout against Conor Matthews, it's going to be in round 1, round 2. Legitimately believe that. So, I don't know if there's a way you could do by knockout in round 1 or round 2. There's got to be, right? Let me see. Delgado wins in round 1 or round 2? Nah, I want it specifically a knockout. Specifically a knockout, please. Delgado wins. Yeah, it's just specifically round 1. And then the mixes. Yeah, I don't know. If you have a bookie that allows that, I would do that. Delgado by round 1, round 2, and then Youssef Zalal, again, round 1, round 2 submission. Because I don't think either guy would get a late finish. Round 3, Youssef's not getting a submission late. And Delgado, 75% of his knockouts are earlier on in the fight. Conor's knockout losses are earlier on in the fight. So, yeah, that's my only point I would say on that. But I don't even think there's any bookies that would have that. I'm not too sure. FanDuel does it. Yeah, look on FanDuel if you're looking. Who said the parlay? Yeah, Parker. I would say that's about it. If Hamzat and DDP moved up to light heavyweight, how would they do against light heavyweight Jailton? That's interesting. I think Jailton would actually win against both. Yep. I'm going to leave it there. I don't want to get too in-depth on that, but I think Jailton would beat both of them. Would I say knockout? Probably not. But, yeah, I would go him to beat both. One sec. Let me close the door. All right. We got, what is it, Vieira Petroski? Is it 3 more? Vieira Petroski. We got 5 more. Wow. Jeez. Pretty decent card here. 12 fights, though. Again, the cancellation sucks. Still can't believe the UFC cut Parker Porter. I mean, I could believe it, but it's just like Stipe retiring. It's almost like they had to let the legend go eventually. And, yeah, that's what they did. All right, Petroski, Vieira. I got Vieira 29-28 split decision. I've been saying it all week, just like some of these other things here. If you're going to do anything with this fight, it's a dog bet. It's a lot of dogger passes on this card. This is definitely one of them. You are getting, what's the best you can get? Plus 240, I think? I thought I saw plus 240 somewhere. Yeah, plus 240 on BetMGM for Andre Petroski to win. Again, what are we doing? What are we doing? Two grapplers. I think they're going to strike. And I think both of them are not amazing strikers. So just who's made the better improvement since their last fight and has developed a better striking style to beat the other guy. I'm not in their camps. I don't know. But I think it's going to be a 50-50 striking match. And plus 240 for that is crazy. Petroski's not a bad grappler in his own right. And Vieira's not an amazing takedown threat. Petroski can defend his takedowns, make it a striking affair, and win. His prediction is knockout, so he's got to be thinking he's going to strike. And I don't think Petroski's never been submitted. Petroski's not going to submit Vieira. And personally, Petroski didn't really have any power to knock out Vieira. I think it goes to a decision. You get plus money for fight goes to a decision, so that's one thing you can look at. Petroski on the money line is another thing. So him money line, fight goes to a decision. Again, or even just Petroski specifically by decision at plus 450. That's all I do. That's all I do. Let's check what they look like on the scales. Vieira looked like, I don't know. He looks really happy, obviously. Really happy on the scales. Abs showing. The ribs showing as well. Andre Petroski looked pretty big on the scale. They both look great on the scales. Both look great on the scales. I do think so. Nothing to really say here. Half a pound under for Vieira, right on weight for Petroski. Nothing much. Pretty even in terms of how well they looked on the scales. So nothing I can really say there. So weigh-in recap doesn't really affect it here. Neither guy cut too much weight or missed weight or anything. So yeah, I'm going to stick with Petroski decision. Petroski decision, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we got Ismail Bonfim, Nazim Sadikov. I got Nazim decision in that fight. We look at the betting odds. Yeah, plus 195 for Nazim, like I say. Plus 195, it's a dog or pass. Either don't bet the fight or bet on Nazim. And again, Nazim, he's got some finishes on his record, sure. He's got 6 knockouts and 2 submissions. It's possible he can knock out Ismail, but Ismail's never been knocked out. Never been knocked out. All of his losses are submission losses. So I think for this fight, he's got to go out there and try to just decision his way to a win. I don't think he's going to knock him out. He's never been knocked out, like I'm saying. He's got a few submissions on his record. They're both rear nakeds, which is how Ismail recently lost. I still think it goes to a decision. I still do think it goes to a decision. And what's Bonfim decision? Or no, what's Sadikov decision, I mean? Plus 500. If you're on DraftKings especially, oh my God. Oh my gosh. Yeah, if you're on these other ones, plus 325, plus 300, probably just do the money line on Sadikov, plus 195. But if you're on DraftKings, you got crazy value. A lot of value there, plus 500. So that's all I do. Decision bet if you're on DraftKings, or just straight up money line on Nazim at plus 195, to be honest with you guys. Then we look at how they did on the scales. Nazim looked great. He made weight easily. Ismail Bonfim looked good on the scales as well. So nothing bad there either. Nothing bad there either for either fighter. So I keep it there. Underdog or pass there. Or decision on Nazim if you're on DraftKings. Plus 500 is crazy. One sec. So, go. All right. Then we got Edmund Shabazian, Dylan Budka. And this fight is easy for me to predict. I got Edmund knockout round 2, round number 1, possibly. But let's read the comments really quick. Bert, when will you make your BKFC debut? I am not doing no damn BKFC. Heck no. I will do it if I'm fighting another YouTuber, Instagram, MMA personality. But I'm not doing it just to do it. All right, it's got to be like I'm fighting someone that's also on the internet doing live streams at 1:56 p.m. on Friday. Imagine Conor interviews you and sucker punch him for the lulz. Conor McGregor? What? Yeah, I mean that would be funny. That would be funny. Hope all is well. Everyone slap that like button, subscribe if you're not. I agree. I would agree with that. I'm not biased, but I would agree with that. The problem with Ismail is he does not get tired. Nazim has a good gas tank as well. His brother, Gabriel, does get tired, which we talked about earlier on the card. But yeah, he's got good gas tank. Nazim does too. And I don't think my prediction didn't really have anything to do with the gas tank because they're both good on the cardio side of things. But I think Nazim's just better technically, better volume, better kicks. Ismail's just got power and a little bit of wrestling. I think Nazim wins. Edmund by knockout was the prediction for this one. Edmund is minus 360. I still think it's parlayable. I wouldn't be mad if you parlayed that. Over 1.5 is I don't know. I would have thought the betting odds would have been a little bit more confident in this fight being a finish, and it starts round 3 is minus. So they think the fight is going to go to round 3. They don't think it goes to a decision. Fight goes to a decision is plus money. But they think it goes to round 3, which I find interesting. We go down to the only thing I would really do, except for a parlay piece on Edmund Shabazian. You could... Where was it? Shabazian by knockout round 1 plus 350. Put a quarter unit on that. Put a quarter unit on Shabazian round 2. That's all I would do. Mix a round 1, round 2 knockout prop on Edmund Shabazian, or just parlay him. Like I minus 360 is not bad. Out of all the bigger favorites on this card, Youssef Zalal not parlayable. Rodolfo Vieira not parlayable. Jared Gordon fight just got canceled. The only other parlayable guy, he was in my parlays. Rafael Estevam, not parlayable. Walter Walker, not parlayable. Jacqueline Cavalcanti, not parlayable. Only guy is really Edmund Shabazian. So that's all I got to really say for that one is he's the only real parlay piece fighter on the card. Dylan, Dylan looked good. Dylan looked a lot better than he did last fight. Last fight, I don't know if he had some troubles on the weight cut or anything like that, but he cut weight. I think he made weight, and he was like, he was like wobbling on the scales. I kid you not. Go watch his last weigh-in for, I think it was Andre Petrosky. Go watch that, and dude was not looking good on the scales. He looked a lot better this time. Physique-wise, he looked better than last fight. He didn't look like he was about to die on the scales. Edmund also looked great on the scales, so definitely an improvement from Dylan Butka from past experiences, but still think Edmund's gonna knock him out. All right, still think Edmund's gonna go out there and knock him out. So prediction still that bet round 1, round 2 knockout. Again, all I do besides a parlay piece. Calvin Kattar, Youssef Zalal. I got Youssef Zalal by decision, but again, there's value on that submission. Decision. I think I was looking at it a few days ago. Is still minus money, right? You're not even getting plus money on decision. Minus 148 on Zalal by decision is crazy. Zalal submission isn't amazing. Yeah, plus 300 for it on one of the bookies. I don't know. Scorecards, no action. Yeah. There's not much here. I think it's a largely stay away fight. I don't want to bet Zalal as a money line. I wouldn't be mad with a sprinkle on Calvin Kattar as a big underdog, but prop wise, there's not many things that are valuable, and Zalal's not a parlay piece anymore, and Calvin could be a good dog bet. Not put a unit on it, but sprinkle on that one. Yeah, there's not much there. There really is not a lot to really bet on for that co-main event. Let's read the comments, though, before we look at the weigh-ins for those two fighters. Thoughts on people giving Merab and Arman props for attacking fans, but Conor doesn't get props for spitting on a terrorist. When did he spit on a terrorist? Get a bucked up sponsorship. What is bucked up? Ismail got tired with Dalby? No, that was Gabriel. Gabriel got tired with Dalby. Different. Yo, Bert, you're a hardworking guy. I respect that. Great content, my dude. Thank you, Tyler. I really do appreciate it. I am a hardworking guy. I'd like to say so myself. Some of the results don't show, but the results take time to really build them back up again. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna build this back up, and we're gonna make MMA YouTube great again. MMA mega. I don't know. I'm all right, don't unsubscribe for me being a little weird. All right, Youssef Zalal, Calvin Kattar, both look good on the scales. Youssef smiling. They both made weight at exactly 146. Calvin Kattar, he always makes weight fine. He never has really an issue. Zalal obviously doesn't have any issues because he used to be a bantamweight, moved up, so he did fine on the scales. They both looked about the same size. Calvin looked a little bit bigger, but nothing to really be. Nothing crazy there. But yeah, still have it as a Youssef decision win there. Main event, I got Gregory Rodrigues by knockout late. He looked good on the scales. Didn't look like he had a bad weight cut. Made weight exactly at 186. Looked happy on the scales. Jared looked jacked like he always does. Freaking abs showing at 40 years old. The physique is freaking crazy. But yeah, he looked great on the scales as well. Just like Gregory Rodrigues. And if we look at the betting odds for that one, again, I got Jared Cannonier losing by knockout in the later rounds. But, do I want to bet Gregory as a money line? No. Minus 235 is bad. That's not good odds. Do I want to bet Gregory by knockout? No. I mean, what is that? Plus 135? There's no value there. What I do want to do, and what I would say the only thing to do here is fight goes to a decision. And you might be like, what are you talking about, Bert? What are you talking about, Bert? And I'll say this. Plus 250 for Jared Cannonier fight to go to a decision when he's just gone to a decision, got knocked out before that in an early stoppage, so the fight shouldn't have been stopped. It should have gone longer. Went to a decision. One knockout. Decision. Jared Cannonier largely, especially recently, has been a decision type of guy. He's been a decision type of guy. And I know Gregory isn't overall a decision type of guy. But he's also coming off a decision. Just saying, I have Gregory by knockout, but the fact that he's coming off a decision win and Jared's only been finished like once in his last, how many fights? He's only been finished once in the last like 7 years. In the last 7 years, in what everyone really thinks was an early stoppage. So yeah, goes to a decision's all I would do. I wouldn't do any other props. I wouldn't bet the money line or underdog on Jared. That's about it. That's what I got for you guys, though. That's what I got. Those are the bets, the betting breakdown, the money lines to look at, the props, some of the parlay pieces, the predictions, all of it, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I got for you guys. Did you parlay Jared, Edmond, and added some over and unders? Let me see. Did you parlay Jared Gordon, Edmond Shabazian, and add some other over unders? Over 2.5 on Angela Hill. Over 2.5 on Calvin Kattar. Over 2.5 on Julia Avila. Over 1.5 on Gabriel Bonfim. Last, over 1.5 on Jose Delgado. 1 unit for $800. Interesting. Jared Gordon, I will say, Mr. Jonathan Hinojosa, Jared Gordon fight is canceled. I'll write that in the chat. Jared Gordon fight canceled. For anyone that's just coming in, it got canceled, I think, 2 hours ago, hour and a half ago. So not terribly long ago. But that's one of my parlay pieces I did have, actually, was Jared Gordon. This fight right here, for him to beat Masharabjan Ruziboyev, it just got canceled, unfortunately. So one piece of the parlay is gone. Edmond Shabazian, do you know what happened? I don't know specifically. I just know that Jared weighed in. He made weight. Masharabjan didn't even weigh in. I don't know. Maybe the doctor stopped him, found staph on him. I don't know. Nothing's coming out yet. It's pretty recent, so we'll have to wait and see. Over 2.5, Angela. What is over 2.5 on Angela? Let me look at that. We're about to end the stream, so I want to answer all the questions right now. That's the end of the stream for you guys. Put in all your questions about this card right now, and I'll reply to them. Sorry, I'm stuttering a little bit. What's Angela over 2.5? Probably not amazing. Minus 450 isn't bad. That's not bad. For an Angela Hill fight, Ketlin's not going to knock her out. So Angela Hill, minus 450 when she only got that submission win. Other than that, like, decisions galore for Angela Hill. So yeah, I don't mind that. What do you have? Over 2.5 on Calvin Kattar. That's risky. That is risky, I will say, because Youssef Zalal could very well submit him, but Calvin's never been submitted, I don't think, right? What's over 2.5? Minus 250, I think, right? Minus 220. Not horrible. Obviously, Youssef's going for that submission. Calvin has been submitted once. When was this? He hasn't been finished, like, legitimately in forever. He's only been submitted once in his first ever loss in 2008. So yeah, I wouldn't mind it. Minus 220 for over 2.5. I think it goes to a decision personally. So only submission loss was that long ago. I don't think he gets a submission. So yeah, I would agree. Then we got Julia Avila, Jacqueline Cavalcanti over 2.5. Let me look at that one. That one's a little bit more iffy. That one is a little bit more iffy. Jacqueline Cavalcanti, if we look at her record, she's got 5 decision wins. She's got 3 knockouts on his record. Never been finished for herself personally. Julia Avila, more than half of her fights end by finish. That's the only reason I find it iffy. She's been knocked out before. She's coming off a submission loss. She got a submission win before that. Got a knockout win before that. Last 4 fights, she's got 3 finishes. So, I don't know. That's the one out of all the ones that you sent, that's the one I'm most hesitant for. And then, like I was saying for Jose Delgado, you said over 1.5. I think that's right around where, if there were to be a finish, there would be a finish. Like right in round 1, round 2. So, that's also an iffy one as well. For Jose Delgado, Connor Matthews, over 1.5, minus 180. I still feel better on Youssef Zalal and what was the first one you said? Angela Hill. Youssef Zalal and Angela Hill one were more like I felt better on. Over 1.5 is minus 180 for this fight. What are they for Petrosky's fight? Over 1.5. About the same. Personally, this is my personal opinion. I would say Petrosky Vieira, more likely over 1.5. Just my personal opinion. I would switch that. And then, what would you have? Over 1.5 on Gabriel. Well, that's iffy. That's risky. Over 1.5 on Gabriel Bonfim. Let me see that one. Over 1.5 on Gabriel Bonfim at minus 155. Again, isn't horrible because I think Chaos wins it by decision. But we got to look at how many both of their fights end under a round and a half. Let me check out Gabriel Bonfim because I know he's a prolific round 1 submission type of guy. He's got 12 submission wins. Coming off a decision, yes, but round 1, round 1. Round 1, round 1, round 3, round 1. I don't know. That one's super risky. When you have a guy in Chaos Williams who hasn't faced this level of grappler yet, I know he's preparing for it. He knows the style he's up against. But it's risky. When you got a guy that's got 27-second knock at a 30-second knock at a minute 30, and you got Bonfim with all his first-round submissions, again, I have it go into a decision, but over 1.5 on this fight is extremely risky. Very risky, I will say. Let me see. You're welcome, Mr. Pack 1103. Any favorites you like in doesn't matter the odds? What do you mean doesn't matter the odds? Like the favorites that I have winning? Gregory Rodrigues, Youssef Zalal, Edmund Shabazian, Rodolfo Vieira, Jose Delgado, Rafael Estevan, Elijah Smith, and Jacqueline Cavalcanti. Those are the favorites I got, but the odds definitely matter because I'm not betting Jacqueline at minus 700. Like, that's just crazy. But, like, favorites to bet on, I've said it for a while. Elijah's a good one. His odds are getting better and better every day. Angela Hill, it's kind of a 50-50 pick 'em. So some of the odds have her as a favorite, some don't. But I think she's a good one. Other than that, it's just Edmund. It really is just Edmund. It's like those three: Edmund, Angela on some of the odds, and then Elijah Smith. That's about it. That's about it. Man, they just had Angela Hill as the co-main. Now she's on the prelims of a fight night. Yeah, that's what they do. She was in a main event a few years ago as well. What's up, Adam Los? Adam Los? If you had to pick one play, possibly a parlay piece, who'd you be your lock? Anything under minus 400? Yeah, Edmund Shabazian. He's minus 360. But yeah, out of all these big old favorites on this card, there's not a lot of good ones except for Edmund, in my opinion. But we'll see. We'll see. Hey Bert, who do you think Ilya fights next? I have Ilya and Islam seems like it's not going to happen because Islam is saying I'm not going to give Ilya the chance right now, but I really do believe the UFC won it, and it's going to be a massive fight for International Fight Week. I really think they're going to do it. I really do. I think they're going to do Jones, Aspinall, and Islam. Islam Ilya, same card, stacked pay-per-view main and co-main. I don't know. That's my prediction. I don't have like inside info on that. That's just my prediction. So yeah, I mean, I'm not sitting here and saying for sure because it could very well be Ilya versus Volkanovski on 315, or I doubt they'd do it in freaking Canada, but you get what I'm saying. They could probably do Islam Makhachev versus Charles Oliveira, even though they should do Arman Tsarukyan versus Islam. We'll see. I still think what they should do is Ilya versus Islam Makhachev, Volkanovski, Diego Lopez for the interim belt, Arman Tsarukyan, Charles Oliveira rematch, and we got a little setup of fights going on there. That's my personal opinion. But I don't know. We'll see. Man, that'd be top 300 for sure. Yeah, just the main and co-main. Stacked. Ilya should start disrespecting Islam Makhachev, the religion, not the person, and get the fight. That'd be crazy. I don't think Ilya is really that type of guy, though. Thanks for the insight and reply. No problem. Islam deserves to move divisions over Ilya, in my opinion. I agree. But Bilal is at welterweight. I must say, Bilal is at welterweight. And Ilya can't make weight at featherweight anymore. He can. He can actually physically make weight, but he wants to move up anyway. I say, let him move up, but only if he vacates at featherweight and lets Diego Lopez, Volkanovski fight for the vacant belt or interim belt if he moves up. That's my personal opinion. If you're going to move up, vacate it, unless you're going to go back down for sure. And I don't think Ilya, if he goes up and beats Islam, I don't think he's going back down. I really don't. I really don't. I heard the UFC doesn't like DSP. Sorry, not DSP. DDP. Is that true? So why? I haven't heard that. I have not heard that. Also, I got here late, so I don't know if you answered this, but are you eventually going to start streaming more often? Not like super often because I'm in college right now and I got a roommate, but I like to do, I don't want to spread myself too much. So I'd like to do at least do this Friday live stream like I'm doing right now, because I know for sure I have time to do it right now, every Friday. But I like to do one Friday one and then one any other time of the week. So like 2 live streams a week. I don't want to be like, I want to do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. I don't want to be like that. So I want to commit and really, really focus on at least doing 2 live streams a week. That'd be the goal. We've been on for how long? An hour, 3 minutes. Hour, 3 minutes. That's the kind of sweet spot for me. I don't like to do 8-hour live streams or anything like that. But an hour, 2-hour live streams, good for me. Good for me. Early lean, Bilal versus Shavkat. I got Bilal decision. What, you think I was going to say Bilal finish? Really? Yeah, but I got Bilal by finish. I'm just kidding. I got Bilal decision. Imagine he finishes Shavkat. The guy that finishes everybody else but Ian Gary. Oof, that'd be crazy. 2 live streams a week would be dope. I agree. Izzy Strickland rematch. I don't know if you've touched on this topic yet. Yeah, I made a video on it. Let me think. A week ago? A week and a half, maybe? I don't know. I post a lot of videos, so You may have missed it. Let's see. Oh, shoot. I didn't mean to actually press in. Whoops. Where was it? Where was it? Had to have been the week before that, right? When did we do it? Or did we not make a video on it? Or did we just make an Instagram post on it? I might have just made an Instagram post. That's my fault. That's my fault right there. I legitimately think I just made an Instagram post on it and didn't actually make the video. Never mind. Just an Instagram post. But yeah, I've touched on it. I believe Israel Adesanya probably going to fight Strickland next. Kyle Bahalio probably going to fight what is his name? Nasruddin Imavov. Robert Whittaker probably going to fight Anthony Fluffy Hernandez. That's my personal opinion on where the middleweight division is going. What's your thoughts on Pantoja moving up to fight Merab? I think it'd be great. I don't think it'll happen. Merab's already saying that he's in talks to fight in June, and he's in talks to fight either O'Malley or Petr Yan, so I don't believe that that's what's going to happen. I would love it if it did, though. I would love it if it did. What are Prime Dillashaw's chances against Merab? He'd beat Merab. Yeah, he'd beat Merab. Style-wise, he'd beat Merab. It's just styles, though. Like, everybody else in the bantamweight division, Merab beats, except for, like, Dillashaw, if he came back. But, yeah, style-wise, Merab beats so many people, but Dillashaw, yeah. But Dillashaw, I could rattle off people that would beat Dillashaw, so, you know, who's going to be the more long-reigning champ? It's obviously Merab, because Merab beats a bigger population of the roster. But that's all I got for you guys today. Again, predictions. What do we do? Predictions, betting breakdown, and the weigh-in recap as well. Thank you guys for watching. If you do want to support the channel at all, we got the Bird MMA membership I just put out into this live stream comment section. We got, what is it, MMA bets, so all of my Bellator, all of my GFL, all my UFC bets. We got the ranking system. I rank every single UFC fighter in every weight class, not just the top 15. We got the prospect list for the best fighters outside of the UFC. We have the contact list, so we have a group of fighters. I think it's might be like 150 fighters long. It's something weird like that. Might be a little bit more. I have to recheck that. We've got a contact list full of all the best fighters inside of the UFC that I personally have contacts with and DM on a weekly basis. And if you want to ask questions to them, that's also a part of that. Then what was the last thing we had? We had bets. Oh, early fight news as well. Because Alex Pereira, Magomed Ankalaev, that's like the biggest example I could think of. We had that on the early fight news list for the channel members. I think it was like 2 weeks before. So we literally knew about Pereira, Magomed Ankalaev being the main event many weeks in advance. We know Mexico City's co-main event as of right now. There's a few more. I'm gonna have to pull those up. But holy shit. Tyler with the dono. Here's a little something for all your hard work. Keep on grinding, brother. That's not a little something. That's a full 2 Wendy's, what are they called? Double doubles right there. Thank you, brother. Tyler, I do this every time. It's not going to mean much to you, but I'm going to add you as a moderator for sure. $10 donation, my guy. That's probably how much I make a day on Instagram and YouTube total. Is $9.99. So you just paid for my dinner, brother. Thank you very, very, very much. Yeah, all I do is talk MMA. So thank you, my guy. $10. That's enough for that half a dozen eggs. Really? Is that how much eggs cost now? Damn. But yeah, thank you, brother. Thank you. All right. End the stream off with a $10 donation. Thank you. But yeah, that's about it for the live stream. Again, thanks for the donation, and we'll see you guys in a little bit, because I think we're doing a full card prediction later on today. I still got to review most of the prelim fights. I finished done doing research on the main card, but I got the full card prediction for next week. I want to post that tonight or tomorrow. And then there's one other video I had in mind. Let me pull that up. I got to make sure I remember to do it. Let me check the posting schedule. Oh yeah, we're doing this now. The predictions, betting breakdown, and weigh-in recap. The betting breakdown for members video. That's what I'm gonna do, and then yeah, just the full card prediction for later on today. So yeah, stay tuned for that one. Again, thank you, Tyler. No problem, bro. You work harder than any content creator that I can think of. You deserve it, my guy. Oh, I forgot to ask, did your MMA debut get rescheduled? Brother, got a broken hand. Unfortunately, my last fight was canceled with, what was his name? Isaiah Roemhilt. And on the Wednesday, the fight was on Saturday. On the Wednesday right before, it got canceled due to the guy having like medical, problems with his like medical information. So not really like he was medically hurt or anything, just his information was wrong. I don't know. And he had to pull out of the fight 4 days before weigh-ins in the fight. I didn't break my hand in that training camp. I was fully ready to fight, fully ready to compete and make weight and everything like that. But I think it was January 5th. It was a while ago. What is today? February 14th. So about a month and a half ago, I was in sparring with MMA gloves, but I didn't have like hand wraps on. And I landed a really, really hard body shot down the middle of one of my training partners and immediately jolted like my entire hand. And found out it was broken in like multiple places. And I think I get out of the cast next Monday. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe like 10, 11 days from now. But no, I won't be able to fight relatively soon. The next fight card I could fight on is March, but I can't fight that soon because I still got to do rehab on my hand. So likely my actual amateur MMA debut probably going to be in, let me think, April. End of April would be ideal. Yeah, it's tough. I haven't been able to work out at all because as soon as you work out, you start sweating and it goes into the cast. But yeah. So you punched a wall and broke your hand? Nah, a body. Literally a body shot right down the middle. I'm lefty when it comes to MMA, right straight down the middle. Just broke it. Immediately I was massive pain. Broken multiple places. But yeah, thank you guys for watching again. Thanks for the donation. Thank you guys for all tuning in. We'll see you.